There are great players, there are legends, and then there's Wilt Chamberlain, a man so dominant, so unstoppable, that even decades after his retirement, his name still carries an almost mythical weight in the basketball world. He didn't just play the game, he rewrote it. From scoring 100 points in a single game to averaging 50 points and 25 rebounds over an entire season, Chamberlain's achievements sound less like records and more like exaggerations. But they're all true. The question is, how good was Wilt really? Let's explore the career of the most unstoppable NBA player ever. Early life and athletic foundation. Wilt Chamberlain was born on August 21, 1936 in Philadelphia, and from a young age, it was clear he was different. By the time he finished high school, he stood 6 feet 11 inches and was more than just tall. He was fast, strong, and incredibly athletic. He dominated not only in basketball, but also in track and field, excelling in sprinting, high jump, and long jump. This rare mix of size, speed, and coordination made him unlike any other player of his era. At Overbrook High School, Wilt averaged more than 30 points per game, leaving scouts in awe of his natural ability. His reputation grew even bigger at the University of Kansas, where he averaged nearly 30 points and 18 rebounds. In the 1957 NCAA championship, he was triple-teamed the entire game, yet still produced big numbers. His dominance was so extreme that the NCAA had to change its rules to try and contain him. From the very beginning, Wilt was more than a player. He was a game changer. Entering the NBA an immediate impact, Wilt entered the NBA in 1959 with the Philadelphia Warriors, and from his very first game, it was clear the league had never seen anything like him. He scored 43 points and grabbed 28 rebounds in his debut, instantly establishing himself as the most dominant player on the floor. That rookie season, Chamberlain averaged 37.6 points and 27 rebounds per game, numbers that would be career-defining for any other player but were merely the start for him. The physical mismatch was astonishing. At 7 feet 1 inch with incredible strength and conditioning, Wilt could score at will in the paint, run the floor faster than smaller guards, and rebound with an ease that frustrated opponents. Players often describe trying to guard him as hopeless, as he could simply rise over them for dunks or finger rolls. His sheer presence changed the strategy of opposing teams, who had to build entire game plans around slowing him down. But what made Chamberlain truly revolutionary was his endurance. Unlike modern big men who played limited minutes, Wilt regularly logged over 46 minutes per game, rarely sitting out even for rest. In the 1961-62 season, he played all but 8 minutes of the entire year. His stamina, combined with his skill and athleticism, made him not just dominant, but virtually unstoppable. The 100-point game and scoring records. On March 2, 1962, Chamberlain achieved the unthinkable. He scored 100 points in a single NBA game against the New York Knicks. To this day, no other player has come close to that feat. What's even more incredible is that it wasn't an outlier. He had already scored 78 points earlier that season. For Wilt, extraordinary performances were almost ordinary. That same 1961-62 season, he averaged 50.4 points per game and 25.7 rebounds per game over 80 games. These numbers defy comprehension. For perspective, modern NBA scoring leaders average around 30 points per game. Chamberlain was averaging nearly double that while playing every minute of nearly every game. His dominance forced the NBA to make significant rule changes, such as widening the lane and adjusting free throw rules, to try to level the playing field. Even beyond that season, Wilt's scoring achievements are staggering. He led the league in scoring 7 times, finishing with career averages of 30.1 points and 22.9 rebounds per game. He remains the only player in NBA history to score more than 4,000 points in a single season. rebounding machine, and defensive presence. While Wilt is often remembered for his scoring, his rebounding dominance is equally legendary. He led the NBA in rebounds 11 times, including a mind-boggling 27.2 rebounds per game in 1960-61. Over his career, he amassed 23,924 rebounds, a record that still stands and may never be broken. Chamberlain's size, positioning, and timing made him nearly impossible to out-rebound. Defensively, Wilt was a game-changer even though blocked shots weren't officially recorded during his era. Eyewitnesses and opponents often claimed he blocked dozens of shots per game. His ability to alter shots in the paint intimidated opponents into settling for low-percentage jump shots. In an era without three-point shooting, this defensive dominance had an outsized impact on games. Wilt's presence on the boards and in the paint ensured that his teams almost always controlled possession. It wasn't just about grabbing rebounds. It was about controlling the pace and rhythm of the game. He turned defense into offense seamlessly, often grabbing a rebound and igniting fast breaks himself with his surprising speed for a 7-footer. Changing the game forever. Wilt Chamberlain didn't just dominate his era, he changed the very structure of basketball. His unprecedented dominance led to major rule changes, including widening the lane from 12 to 16 feet, instituting offensive goaltending, and adjusting inbounding rules to prevent teams from simply lobbing the ball directly to him under the basket. Few players in history have forced as many adjustments to the rulebook as Wilt did. His influence also extended beyond rules. Wilt elevated the popularity of the NBA at a time when the league was struggling for mainstream attention. His scoring feats, combined with his charisma and larger-than-life personality, drew fans to the game. The media couldn't get enough of him, and he became one of the first true superstars of professional basketball. Legacy and historical comparison. When looking at Wilt Chamberlain's place in history, he is always mentioned alongside names like Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and LeBron James. His scoring and rebounding numbers are so far ahead of anyone else that they seem almost impossible today. The main debate around him comes from team success, as critics point out that players like Bill Russell or Jordan won more championships, while Wilt's greatness often showed more in the numbers than in titles. Still, his impact on basketball is undeniable. He forced rule changes, set records that still stand, and redefined what a big man could do. Even decades later, whenever a new record is broken, Wilt's name comes up because he either still holds it or once pushed it beyond imagination. His legacy is not just about stats. It's about being one of the most dominant and unforgettable forces the game has ever seen. Conclusion. Wilt Chamberlain wasn't just a player, he was a phenomenon. From scoring 100 points in a game to averaging 30 points and 23 rebounds for his career, his dominance forced the league to change its rules just to slow him down. Playoff debates aside, his records still stand tall, proving he was the ultimate mismatch and record breaker. So, who was the most unstoppable NBA player ever? The answer is simple: Wilt Chamberlain. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories about basketball's greatest legends.